Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in to another video where it's time for my match week 4 predictions for the 21-22 Scottish Premiership season. And one game is dominating the next games is for sure. It is the Old Firm Derby, the first game between Rangers and Celtic. And it should be very interesting as well. But before we get to any of the Match Week 4 predictions, let's have a quick look at how we did in Match Week number 3. I got 2 points. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Only ones I got right were the Celtic outcome and the Rangers outcome as well. Top scorer in the comments, and I have to say it was a pretty tough week, was Sean Brennan, and Sean managed to get 6 points. So very well done to you, Sean. Also, there was a lot of 5s, there were a lot of 3s, and there were a lot of 2s. So it wasn't a very good week as well. But a clean slate, and we move on to the last match week before the international break. So we have Dundee United against Hearts, and the last 5 meetings in the Premiership have resulted in 2 wins to Dundee United, 2 wins for Hearts and 1 draw. Last result was a 2-1 win to Dundee United. Well, as we said, Dundee United did play a very good game against St Johnstone. To be fair, they did play well. It wasn't a very pretty game by all means, but St Johnstone were quite wasteful in front of goal, and Dundee United took one of their main chances, and Peter Pollitt getting the winner for Dundee United, which was a very, very good result. But Peter Pollitt will be suspended because he was sent off as well. I think, if I remember rightly, it was 2 yellows. I think it was 2 yellows for him, so he will be missing from this game, which is a bit of a concern for Dundee United. But it's a good result for Dundee United, and to be fair, Dundee United have started the season really, really well indeed. So yeah, very, very well indeed. Hearts managed to get a 1-1 draw with Aberdeen. Liam Boyce scoring a penalty, and then Funso Ojo scoring the equaliser as well. But Hearts still unbeaten, 7 points from 7 points is a very, very good start for Hearts. So if they can get 10, that's not a bad opening start to the season, and especially with the match week, the international break coming up as well. So for this game, I think Dundee United will be losing this game. I have gone the Jambos to win this one by 2-1. I just think that Hearts will be too strong for Dundee United. And now we have Hibernian against Livingston. Now, the last 5 meetings in the Premiership, I should say, 2 wins to Hibs, 2 draws, and 1 win to Livy. The last result was a 2-1 win to Hibernian. Hibernian coming away from Dens Park with a 2-2. Well, obviously Jason Cummings scored the opener. Martin Boyle scored a penalty, and it was a penalty, you'd have to say. Ryan Porteous getting the second, and then Paul McGowan getting the equaliser. Hibs, it wasn't great. It wasn't great defending, I'd have to say. How you can let a long ball or cross balls, I think they're really bad at the moment. That's a bit of a worry to get them going as well. But it's a good result. And Hibs are still unbeaten as well. They sit on top of the table at the moment with Hearts, so it's a good start to the season for Hibernian. But Livingston, it's not been a good start, and it's going to be a long season. It's going to be a long season if we play like we did against Motherwell. Motherwell were the better team, you'd have to say. Yes, Alan Forrest scored in the 38th minute, but apart from that, Motherwell were pretty much on top the whole game as well. I think Livingston are a little bit lacking in some areas as well. So I think defensively we need to be a lot better. That is for sure. So, look, Livingston have had a tough run to the start of the season. They've had Rangers away, they've had Aberdeen at home, they've had Motherwell at home, and now they've had Hibs away. 4 out of the potential top 6 for this season as well that I've actually predicted. So that's a tough start for the Livy Lions. So I look at this game and I think Hibs are going to be too strong. I just think Hibs are going to be too strong in this game. I'm going Hibs 2, Livingston 0. I just think Hibs will be too strong on the day for the Livy Lions. So 4 defeats in a row, it's not a good start for Livingston. But hopefully after the international break that they can get back to winning ways. But as I said, it's going to be a very long season as well. So that takes care of the Saturday games. And we now have the 4 Sunday games, which is Motherwell against Dundee, 4 wins to Well and 1 win to Dundee. The last result was a 4-3 classic against Dundee. Motherwell, a very good result against Livingston, 2-1 in the end. Tony Watt and Liam Grimshaw getting the goals to beat Livingston away from home. It was a good victory for Well, and to be fair, they kind of dominated. I mean, if you look at the match stats, obviously they had 15 shots, 6 on target. Livy actually had 13 shots, 3 on target. Livy had more possession, so Motherwell did actually do very, very well, and they took their chances as well, while Livingston didn't really as well. Dundee, we've just spoken about them, 2-2 against Hibs. They'll be feeling that they should have probably won that game. To go 1-0 up and then, lose, 2 goals, 2-1, and then obviously, get an equaliser, which was very, very good for them as well. But Dundee, they have actually started the season all right. They have started the season okay as well. Yes, obviously it's a tough start for them as well, because they've had, who have they had? They've had St Mirren, they've had Celtic, they've had Hibs, and you know what? It's been a very, very tough start for them. It has been a very, very tough start for them. But I think I'm going to go for a Motherwell home win in this one. So I'm going to go Motherwell 2, Dundee 1. I just think Motherwell will be too strong for Dundee. And now it is the big one. It is Rangers against Celtic. 4 wins to Rangers and 1 draw. The last result was a 4-1 win to Rangers. Rangers won against Ross County, but they're conceding really, really silly goals for me. Look, they managed to get a very good victory against Ross County, but it has come at a cost. A number of their players and Steven Gerrard are isolating as well. A couple of the players have tested positive as well. So could that be a factor? Could that be a factor in the Old Firm? I don't see it. I don't see it, to be honest. I think, look, Rangers still put out a very strong side against Alashkert tonight, and I do think that could be a good factor for them as well. Celtic got through against Alkmaar. I think they lost 2-1 on the night, but they managed to go through 3-2 in the end as well. It is Ange Postecoglu's first Old Firm derby. Celtic did beat St Mirren 6-0 as well. So back-to-back 6-0 victories as well. Also, obviously, this is away from home, of course, but it is a very, very good start to the season for Celtic. And Kyogo Furuhashi is one player to look out for in this Old Firm game, is for sure. But it is at Ibrox. It is in front of the Rangers fans. I think Rangers will sneak a win in the first Old Firm derby to put down a marker, I would say, as well. So I'm going to go Rangers 1, Celtic 0 in that one. And now we have Aberdeen against Ross County. The last 5 meetings in the Premiership, 3 wins to Aberdeen and 2 wins to Ross County. The last one was a 2-0 win to Aberdeen, I should say. Aberdeen, well, they are out of the Europa Conference League. They lost 3-1 to Karabag. That's not a good result as well. But they did have a 1-1 draw with Hearts, which was a good result in the end, I think, for Aberdeen as well. They did play okay against Hearts, but back in front of Pittodrie fans, I think they'll be absolutely fine. Ross County 4-2 defeat to Rangers. At least they got a couple of goals though. At least they did get a couple of goals, but it's been a very tough start for Malky Mackay as Ross County manager, and I don't see it to be any different in this one either. I think Aberdeen will absolutely give Ross County a very hard day of it, and I am going to go for a 3-0 win to Aberdeen against Ross County. And the final game is the Battle of the Saints. It is St Mirren against St Johnstone. 1 win to St Mirren, 1 draw and 3 wins to St Johnstone. The last result was a 2-1 win to St Johnstone. St Mirren are coming off the back of a 6-0 thrashing at Celtic Park. Well, they did have a red card, Alan Power, after 19 minutes, which is not a very good time of it recently. David Turnbull getting a hat-trick as well in that game for, Celtic. So, St Mirren is they've not had a good start to the season, you'd have to say. But it is a tough start. It has been a very tough start for St Mirren as well. St Johnstone are out of the Europa Conference League, unfortunately. Lost 2-0 to Lask. I was ebbing them on to get through, but unfortunately just wasn't enough as well. And they did lose 1-0 to Dundee United as well. So it's been a bit of a tough start for St Johnstone as well. So St Johnstone will be hoping to bounce back with a win. And I expect them to get a win in this one. I don't think it'll be a very pretty game, but I'm going to go St Mirren 0, St Johnstone 1 in that one. So that is it. That is my SPFL Match Week 4 done and dusted. As I have said, leave your predictions in the comment section down below. And like Sean Brennan, you will get a shout out in the next video. So I will go for my predictions very, very quickly as well. So Dundee United 1, Hearts 2, Hibs 2, Livingston 0. Motherwell 2, Dundee 1, Rangers 1, Celtic 0, Aberdeen 3, Ross County 0, and St Mirren 0, St Johnstone 1. So that is it. That is Match Week 4 done and dusted. As I've said, leave your predictions in the comment section down below. And it is a dreaded international break. We will be back in 2 weeks' time when the Scottish Premiership returns. But until then, it's goodbye from me. If you do like the content, please hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the video as well. And yeah, guys, enjoy the international break. I know it's not great, but we'll see what happens. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye for now.